Hey, what up everybody? This is Stevie Breach coming to you here with the next WWE Network review of the last thing that I've watched. I just watched this one just the other day. Recently I found a very good wrestling podcast which is done by Grantland Sports, aka ESPN. It is hosted by Grantland's own The Masked Man, David Shoemaker. This guy is the guy who writes the Dead Wrestler of the Week item that ends up on Deadspin. I like to link those out a lot. They get a little bit of a bad rap, but once you actually read the articles and you see how much work goes into these sort of like I guess you can say obituaries, you get to see how big of a wrestling fan David Shoemaker really is. Along with him is Hot 97's own Peter Rosenberg. They have a really good wrestling podcast. They talk about wrestling from beginning to end. And although I recently just started listening, they're only there's not a ton of episodes in. They're only, I believe, 18 episodes in. It looks like here from looking at their iTunes preview page. Just head on over to iTunes. Just do yourself a favor and download this. The shows come out once a week. I haven't really caught on to what day they come on. But, I've really started listening to the show and then going back and listening to the previous shows to hear, what they have to say about what was going down before WrestleMania. And they're all very, really good done podcasts, so definitely check them out. Since the WWE Network had come out, they close out each show talking about something that they've watched on the WWE Network, sort of like a suggestion to go watch. One of the things that was suggested on one of the shows I listened to that I wrote down that said, I want to watch this tonight, was WCCW, of course, World Class Championship Wrestling, episode number 54, which aired on December 28th, 1982. If you have Apple TV, which I do, if you don't, I don't really know how you get around on there. The Apple iPad is pretty easy to get to, but just go to episode 54 of World Class Championship Wrestling in 1982, and you will get the, let's see, it says, history-making matchup puts Ric Flair against Kerry Von Erich for the NWA World Heavyweight Championship. I did not know until the match actually started that I had actually seen this before, but since this is actually the whole show, which was a 44-minute affair after, commercials have been cut out because they don't have the commercials on the WWE Network, this actually looks like on the WWE Network, it looks like somebody actually recorded the show on television, safely preserved it, and sold it to WWE. It is a very, it's good footage. But I mean, definitely, like when they put graphics up on the screen, you can see them jump. It's a little glitchy. But you're watching a wrestling show from 1982. What did you really think was going to go down? You might be able to go into your DVD collection if you're a fellow DVD guy like myself, and know that you've seen this match before. The greatest cage matches of all time highlighted this match. It's actually on the cover from World Class Championship Wrestling. When I bought this set, this was one of the matches that I really wanted to see. I was always a Kerry Von Erich fan, the Texas Tornado, as I knew him as a kid. I honestly have not really seen that much stuff of him from World Class Championship Wrestling. I just was automatically drawn to this guy. They like to say that Kerry Von Erich was one of the guys that, was a pretty boy. I guess you can say the girls flocked to him, and that's why he got his push. That's why he got his NWA title run. Well, he probably got his NWA title run because his brother had died in 1984, and they sort of did it as a good moment to really, lift World Class Championship Wrestling from losing their poster boy, and really try to help out the whole territory, I guess you would say. But on this, they just show the match from beginning to end, and that's all you get. When you watch the actual television show, which aired on, I guess, Dallas TV back in the day, this was a big-time event. They called it Christmas Star Wars. The match took place on December 25th, 1982. WWE Network has it on the 28th is the day, I guess, it aired. Maybe they had to wait 3 days. Maybe that way they can make sure that they built a good house for the show. But this was an awesome, put together thing. You see the announcer at ringside, and he's hyping up the match. You get to see pre-match interviews from Kerry, from Ric Flair. Kerry Von Erich at this time, was basically a tag team guy with the Von Erichs, but he had broken out and sort of became a single star. He had beaten from St. Louis He had beaten Harley Race in a singles match a few months before, which really was, the start of him going, with Harley Race being a former NWA World Heavyweight Champion. It was sort of getting him going in the right direction of him becoming a main eventer. They put him in a series of matches against Ric Flair. The first match was a best 2 out of 3 falls match, which Flair was able to sneak out of there with the win, which basically set up a match that I have so many questions about. Seeing basically the special where they set up and they showed everything they could show. I have no idea why basically they go to a no disqualification steel cage match where they set up, Ric Flair having to defend the title one more time against Kerry. And for some reason or another, they put Michael P.S. Hayes inside the ring as a special guest referee. And as I've seen, if you've seen on pay-per-views, Monday Night Raws, from wrestling over the period of time, you see matches where there's special guest referees that are really good, like Survivor Series 2010 comes to mind when John Cena is the special guest referee between Wade Barrett and Randy Orton, and there's a meaning to it. And I would guess if I went and I watched that DVD or Blu-ray or watched some of the WWE Network, that I'd be able to get the reason why John Cena was in the ring. John Cena was in the ring because he was owned by the Nexus, and it was his job to make sure that Wade Barrett walked out of there with the championship. That's, what was going down. The reason why he was in the ring as a member of the Freebirds with the Von Erichs, I have no clue. Because he's in the ring. He's not wearing a referee shirt. He's just wearing jeans and boots. He's not wearing a shirt. And there's another referee inside the cage as well. There's 2 referees refereeing this match. I've seen matches where they have a ref on the inside and a ref on the outside. But basically, in a lot of, matches these days, they don't even put refs. Well, a lot of matches back in the day, like in the 80s, they didn't even put refs inside the ring because it was the deal of you having to get outside of the cage in order to win it. Somewhere along the lines, they changed the rules to where there was pinfalls and submissions in there. And it seems like they do that a lot now where they have a ref in there. But I've never seen one with 2 refs. What were you doing in there? Basically, these guys have, a good match inside of a cage. The best match that you could have. Using 2 referees and, Michael P.S. Hayes not being a referee and being lost in the ring, and basically the ref having to tell him where to go to get in position as they both make the counts on pinfalls, as they both count to see, or both try and see if the moves are choke holds, and trying to see if people are tapping out or need help or submission. I got no clue, but somewhere along this match, Michael P.S. Hayes tries to help out Kerry Von Erich by cheating Ric Flair, giving him the old boom, knocking him out. And, Flair's down on the ring. Kerry blatantly sees that Michael P.S. Hayes cheated. Michael P.S. Hayes is saying, pin the man, pin the man. He knocks out Kerry, picks up Kerry, puts him on top of Rick. Rick won't, not Rick, but Kerry won't cover him. He won't take the win that way. He doesn't want to beat Ric Flair by cheating. He doesn't want to become a champion that way. Of course, everybody knows that Von Erich stand for everything. Michael P.S. Hayes gets so pissed off that he's trying to hand this guy the NWA title. That basically, he says, that's it, fuck it. I'm the referee, but I'm leaving. I'm not going to be in this. So basically, Kerry is trying to stop him from leaving because if he does leave, there's no referee and he can't win the match. They're in some sort of a struggle outside the cage door as P.S. Hayes is trying to leave. Michael P.S. Hayes gets bumped out of the ring, taking a fall on top of Terry Gordy, another member of the Fabulous Freebirds. Where the third one is, I got no clue. Just another one of those things that just has so many questions about this match. And as they take the bump on the outside. Michael P.S. Hayes gets all pissed off. Terry Gordy feels upset that his man just got hit out of the ring. So as Terry's leaning out of the ring, I don't know if he's trying to talk to Michael P.S. Hayes or if he's trying to actually get out of the ring to become the champion by coming outside of the door. Terry Gordy takes the cage, slams it into Kerry Von Erich's head, making him take the bump and take the fall. Of course, you just got slammed head in the cage. So basically, you would think this is over. Michael P.S. Hayes gets back into the ring. Now he's all pissed off. Kerry Von Erich's knocked out. For some reason, he gets up. They actually have a match where they roll around and, they try to continue on, but basically Flair just takes advantage by winning the match. He retains the title, and this, like fire, starts World Class Championship Wrestling, which was already a big time promotion at the time. Lights it on fire. You got the Von Erichs, you got the Fabulous Freebirds, and this feud from here on out lasted 5 years strong of these guys going at it all over World Class Championship Wrestling. This was an awesome show. I'm sure that there was a lot of people sitting around. You know, they all went to the arena. I'm not sure. This doesn't look like it's at the Sportatorium. It looks like it's at something bigger than this. Not quite of like when Kerry Von Erich beats Ric Flair for the championship 2 years later to become the NWA title after, I believe, David dies in Japan from a drug overdose. You know, it's not at Dallas Stadium, but I could see it being at like some sort of a bigger basketball arena or something like that than the Sportatorium. I could see, you know, families gathering around the TV to watch this as a big event, you know, probably happening at probably airing at like a Saturday night or something like that. But this was an awesome show. No commercials during the match, but yet there are commercials during the pre and post show. But of course on the network, no commercials. This is one of those things that's an awesome find. I'm sure lots of people traded this tape around, but this was awesome. This was 5 stars. This was what old territory wrestling was all about. This makes me want to drag out and watch my Rise and Fall of World Class Championship Wrestling documentary and give it another whirl because I haven't seen it in a little time. Of course, there's Heroes of World Class as well, which is a very, very well documentary of the one brother that's left, going back to the Sportatorium before it's torn down, telling lots of family stories about, you know, why, you know, people died. Of course, Kerry Von Erich took his own life, committed suicide. I believe it was shortly after leaving, WWF, you know, realizing that he had sort of blown it and, you know, wasn't, you know, wanting to get in trouble for his drug charges and things like that. So, you know, we'll find out, you know, more about that somewhere down the line. But everybody have fun. This is my second, you know, suggestion to go check out on the WWE Network. Where we go from here, I don't know. I'm feeling in a good mood. Maybe I'll make the WrestleMania trip video after this. That's a good little hour-long speech. I'll definitely have to fill up and get some more milk to do that. So, everybody, peace out. Have fun. Enjoy your night. Thank you very much.